right, Shadow, pick up. Which one? That one?
Hey everyone, welcome.
Welcome to TFT.
Tarot for today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee.
And why am I laughing? Because we've just been having adventures with crazy cats.
They've been kind of squabbling with each other, so I had to boot them out of here. They're going to be back though, I'm sure. I'm sure they are.
Who knows what we're up for?
Well, it's good to see everybody here.
Hi, everyone.
My goodness, it has been a crazy day so far. Oh, hi, Sonali. I see you've come in. KC. Let me get this list up. Uh-oh. Let me get my pen working again. Uh-oh.
Hi, Apple and Eve.
My pen is not working.
Uh-oh.
I got another one.
Banshee's got
Use
a problem.
this one.
So yes, it's been kind of crazy, but what isn't, right? And we want everybody to know that we have decided we're going to schedule our new happy hour for this week. Let's have a mini drum roll. It'll be this Wednesday at 11:30 a.m.
Well, you stopped him. Oh, anyway, I knew he'd be here.
He leaped.
We blocked everything off deliberately, and the only way in is really on Mr. O's side. So
I let down my guard.
He let down his guard, and now there's nowhere for him to go but to knock things down. So this is going to be interesting.
Why don't you talk about the rescheduling, and I'll try to get rid of him.
Oh, you mean the schedule? So basically, we're going to do it around the noon hour this time. Mr. O is working that day later. We're just giving different time slots a shot. And so we're going to do that with that happy hour. What else was I going to say? We just wanted this to be no cats today because somebody has an attitude problem today. I won't mention names, but it starts with the letter S. Oh, wait. All my cats' names start with the letter S.
He's like trying to come up on my side here. He's like just pawing at me and going.
No, you stay down. You stay down. Not today.
He's gonna get through. I just know it.
Yeah, that's why I don't even know why you did this. The real answer is to give him enough space because seriously now, guys, this cat has mind of his own. But anyhow, let me shuffle up our card for the collective. Enough about the cats. Uh-oh. He's moving the barriers, realizing it's hopeless.
Mr. Kitty Cat, let these walls down. Bring down these walls.
Bring down the walls. It's like the Berlin Wall. So, at any rate, all right, I am shuffling a really cool deck here. It's very, very simple, but I love it. Although, as with decks lately, why are there so many glitches with publishing or printing of these decks? And I'll explain that in a minute. So I have the Sacred Creators Oracle.
Did you want me to adjust the camera?
Could you? I have the Sacred Creators Oracle by Chris Ann, who is also the creator of the beautiful Light Seers Tarot. The only problem is there are 10 pages missing from the end of this booklet. So, there are certain, actually it only affects 3 cards in the deck, and it looks like it may be cards that were added in, I have a feeling. I'm not sure the history yet, I have to look more into this, but this was, I think, a Kickstarter deck, and initially republished, and then eventually republished by Hay House. So 4 elemental cards were added into the deck: fire, water, air, and earth. And I have the fire description card, but not the water, air, and earth. And I went to Chris Ann's website for this deck, and it was not there either. So, to say I'm slightly disappointed, yes, I have removed those cards from the deck, but To say that this deck is not great would be a lie. The deck is fantastic. And the write-up for the cards is really, really nice, which is why I'm using it for the collective today. Stay there. Stop this. Stop the insanity.
It's such a game for him.
It
That's
is.
basically what it is.
So I want you to shuffle this time, Mr. O, and I will cut them, and I'll just take one from the top.
It's like he's Pirate Kitty.
I used this on my Material Matter show, this deck, by the way, and I thought it was really, really nice message.
It's pretty nice.
So I'm going to do it again.
So despite our little faux pas here, we like everybody being here, so thank you very much.
Sorry for all the chaos today. It is chaotic. My hair is still wet, too. Good grief. Oh, if I would dry by now.
Do you want me to let you
No, cut
pick
them.
through? Okay.
And we will just grab top today. Let's see what you've cut for us, Mr. O. Ooh, number 22 is Raw Intention. Let's see what it says. Intention can be raw or it can be refined. Refined intention gets polished and perfected and turned into marketing, a resume, a vision board, and it is always tinted by layers of our own perception. Raw intention is wilder than that. It's pure, unrefined, and authentic. It's the mother who lifts a car with her bare hands to save her child, because raw power does not ask questions, it just does, and so it is. By virtue of simply being human, you have this wild and natural magic inside you, and you may be spending too much time filtering your raw power as a way to fit in or as a way to be who others want you to be. Unleash your pure intention, and you will radiate so much innate magic that you move mountains. Allow spontaneity and divine love to guide you, and pay attention to whim, desire, inclination, and impulse. If you notice any unwanted emotion surfacing like anger, sadness, fear, or guilt, simply be with them. Hear them, notice them, ask them why they are present, and they will likely point to a much deeper need that sounds something like, I am seen, I am loved, I am accepted, I am safe. Remind yourself that you are all these things and draw your power from there. And then it has some questions. I'm not going to read those today. I think that was enough. It was really interesting, that description of moving car or whatever off a child, because recently they had a video on TV of a mother saving her child from kidnappers, brazen kidnappers, and how she had to pull her child out of the car. So, I mean, this raw intention, powerful stuff.
Well, when you were... I had a giggle because when you were reading about raw power, for some reason...
You thought of him.
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought of the song Raw Power by Iggy and the Stooges. I think it's on their second album, Funhouse. And the lyrics reminded me of what you were reading actually at that moment. So that's kind of a hoot in a way. But anyways, I'm going to just get into my cards. And I have brought my new Millennium Thoth deck. It's not real new, but it's new to me. It's about 2019. And it's exactly like, but like with a different artistic view, coloring, etc., the actual Aleister Crowley deck. So I'm using it on my Thoughts from Thoth Thursdays on occasion. I still use Aleister Crowley. This is the Queen of Wands from that deck. And that's the behind. Notice the infinity. And then I, of course, have the old standby of the Karma Music Tarot. And this one is the Sun. And then I brought a really old deck that I don't use very often anymore. It was one of my reading decks for a long time. It's the Tarot of the Ages.
That's a
nice small deck. And that's the Eight of Swords from that one. Banshee.
Well, I'm sticking with my dogs pretty much. I got the dog decks for the dog days of summer. And so what did I pull here? Oh, that is so cute. I like the fact the symmetry here of the dogs on this card by MJ Coulinane in her Dog Magic Tarot, or no, Wise Dog Tarot, sorry. And look at that, the dog is black and white, and then both sides balanced on the scales there,
It's
with
a cute
the
one.
opposites on each side, which I think is really cool. Nicely done.
Hi, Libra. Yeah, this is really cute.
Yeah. And then I have speaking of the dogs, we have the Dog Magic Tarot, and that one is really nice as well. Which card did I pull there? Because I cannot see.
The Trickster, so that's the devil.
The Devil card. In that deck. And is that one by, I forget who did that one, Linnea Weatherstone maybe? And I'll have to look that one up again. Plus, I don't have the creators of this wonderful deck that I like, this new one I got. This is not dog related, but there's the Chariot in that deck, the Dancing in the Dark deck.
Ah, yes. This is a really nice new one. I like it because it sort of evokes images of a couple other decks that are classic.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So it's
I
nice.
like it a lot. And finally, the Mermaid Tarot, which here is the Three of Wands in that deck. How did they handle fire in the Mermaid Tarot? Their theme is really underwater volcanoes. So, at any
Who knew?
rate, who knew, right? So, well, of course there are underwater volcanoes. We did know that. Okay, so let's roll. Oh, and also, of course, in the sack given to us by my sweet Christina, which I thank her dearly for, we have the Lenormand tiles, which are by Jamie Sawyer. So amazing. Love those too. So I have the list, and I have checked it twice, and I have Angel Mary, Libra Cuss, My Sweet Christina, Mama T, Lena, KC, Sonali, and if Apple and Eve wants a reading, you are on the list
All right.
after Sonali. All right. Ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So, Angel Mary, you are up.
So I want to go right away to the Millennium Thoth.
Well, I just don't know what to do with you. Now you want all this attention here, and I'm
He
supposed to
really
give it
is
to
a
you.
bother lately.
Oh my goodness!
He wants
You
to
are
be.
causing not good trouble today, bad trouble.
He's hyper affectionate, and you know, over the course of our lifetime together, most of the cats we've had were always female. When we had male cats before, it was a good 30 or more years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's mostly been the women in this house.
And you know, females have their own emotional dynamic mostly. We've had, you know, a very human female cat.
No, you're not using the mermaid for this one? You didn't bring that
No.
one, did you? That's okay.
Okay.
No, that's okay. Use that one.
Alrighty, so hi Angel Mary. But he's very affectionate and needy. Needy boy. What's coming towards you? There you go.
Oh, it's a handful? Why did
Yeah,
it
they're
seem
thick
thicker?
and they're a little bit slippy and stiff.
That's right. They are. Cardboardy, similar to some of my other decks.
I think they're weighty though because they're so thick, you know.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, you're right. I don't even know if the spirit within feels like this. But that one comes to mind, obviously. You like the smell of that deck? He's just sniffing away here. Look at that.
Silly boy.
Oh,
What?
well, I don't know why, but the Ace of Wands was facing the other way in this deck. And you're asking a romance question? Well,
Does that mean you have an interpretation?
well, va-va-voom, I think it could be the start of something coming towards you. But let's
Especially
see.
if it was for KC.
Well, you know, regardless, it's a beginning of something. But yeah, so goes. There's the Ace of Wands you've been looking for, Casey. but it's an Angel Mary's reading here. We're going to keep that in mind, Angel Mary, see what happens. If it comes up again, I mean, in the cards. Uh-oh. Well, I guess I'm done shuffling. I think that's what that means.
Alrighty then.
Let's see what we have. All right.
So
I like the backs.
This is our regular 3 cards, right?
Absolutely. Not by the...
Okay, so our first card is Temperance, called Art. Right,
It's
number
reversed?
14. It's reversed.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I didn't hold that up.
And that's the one thing it did keep too, is that the Crowley, has different kind of names for some of the arcana. The next card is the Moon, upright, and that's Major Arcana 18. And then finally, the upright 8 of Swords.
8. Huh.
So,
Well, that Ace of Wands, it's really interesting you got that Ace of... I really think there's something to it. It was the only card facing the wrong way in that deck for some reason. So I wonder if it doesn't inform this somehow. And what it looks like to me, Angel Mary, is that right now it looks like something is blocking your progress towards a romance. I think with the Moon card there's potential. The fact that the Ace of Wands was a new beginning was a potential. But it seems as though there's just some things that need to be, there needs to be more stability and balance in other areas of your life maybe right now before romance is going to happen for you.
I'm not going to say that exactly, because I do sort of see this idea coming towards you with the Moon there.
Yeah, I know.
But I sort of feel like there's an allure, because there's mysteriousness, and so it's alluring to you. But somehow maybe another part of your nature is saying, keep balance in mind too, because maybe there's a reason why there's too much mystery there. But once again, it might be also like what Banshee says, that maybe, some of this is inhibiting you, like maybe the sense of mystery inhibits you. So you're really looking for somebody who's maybe straight up, you can figure them out, rather than somebody who themselves might even seem unbalanced or possibly hiding secrets or things. So where does the Ace of Wands, you said it was reversed, right?
No, it was upright.
It was upright.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like something does want to start.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure now that I feel that you are grounded and ready for it. And also, self-doubts, feelings of insecurity, maybe from past difficulties or negativities from past relationships or experiences need to be cast aside now. Something maybe blocking your progress.
Well, now when I think about that Ace of Wands, I think it means that this is a game in a way between you and whoever the participant is. Not like a game of, no consequence. I mean, there's just sort of a dance, a ritual going on here with whoever this is. And so I think it's just saying, too, that maybe each of you have mysteries to each other or are checking each other out in a certain way. So it's mostly about being honest, I guess, and really being a better quality of vulnerable, because being too vulnerable doesn't work, and that's sort of what I get from the Eight of Swords. You want the measure of vulnerability in a relationship.
I forgot how wobbly this table was, so that's moving around a lot, Mr. O.
Well, I'm so sorry about that.
Well, we might switch the tree for that, but anyway.
Okay, whatever.
Oh, Angel Mary, if you're wondering what's coming towards you in love,
Here's a garden.
look to social gatherings, possibly things that are put together by friends or family, people close, because I feel a connection might be coming to you from there.
So the picture looks like, yes, there is something coming to you, and maybe the idea is that there's an allure. It's mysterious. Maybe you feel a little cautious, but really it's a matter of figuring out where that midpoint in your vulnerability is for each of you to come across to each other, because if nothing else, there's something that's sort of engaging on the level of loyalty, that this is not necessarily a person who is disloyal, even if maybe their overall motives or whatever objectives are not exactly clear. Maybe they're just cautious themselves, is what I'm actually wondering.
I'm just going to leave it at, the dog is about friends too. It's about people. So I feel that with the garden there, it's indicating that from some social gathering. Now, this could also mean that maybe, Angel Mary, this is somebody coming towards you. It's possible it's somebody you already know, a friend or an acquaintance. But it is somebody that you're going to connect with at a social gathering, and it could be that friends just are setting this up, and it's like a friend of a friend, or an acquaintance through them that you meet. But that's what looks like where the next connection may be coming from.
Well, if somebody else was here this afternoon, they'd say woof woof and something about a biscuit. It is a very cute dog, though, yes. Alrighty.
All right, so that's what we have for you, Angel Mary. Good luck with that. Libra Cusp, you came in second today, and then my sweet Christina, Mama T, Lena, Sonali, and Apple.
I think we are challenged by Libra's question. Well, we love a puzzle.
So license plate numbers trying to tell you. Okay, well, let's see.
Like if there's a pattern or message in the numbers,
some message or
right?
pattern, right, with the numbers. She would, Mr. Casey says. There.
Well, I know how that is. She may show up. Oh, is that how you want to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
Cute.
It does look cute.
And you're welcome. Much love to you, too.
Oh, you're very welcome, Angel Mary.
Okay, so how do you want to do Libras?
I am thinking I will use my Dancing in the Dark, because this question is kind of leaving us in the dark a bit.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, and right, we might want to pay attention to the numbers of the actual cards and see if we feel a numerology connection. I don't think either of us are the best numerologists.
No, definitely not.
I have some vibes to some numbers, and I kind of understand that some numbers, when they reduce down to 11 or 22, you stop there just because that means some sort of destiny. But I'm not always sure, but at least you could, know that number and then, go look it up perhaps, or maybe, find out.
Well, there's plenty of sources for number stuff online, which I also refer to from time to time.
Now, see, this deck is much more thin. It doesn't take up. I know. Well, I picked it up, didn't I?
Well, I'm noting cards that are dropping today.
Oh, I don't even do that anymore. What falls to the floor may be a bore.
What falls to the floor comes to the door.
What falls to the floor, you should ignore.
You shouldn't ignore. I guess we have to agree to disagree on this one.
Well, that's what you get with two readers, right?
Though,
your idea, my idea.
Right. He drops things all the time. It does get to be a little bore. Ooh, touche. All right. So,
I'm thinking of another.
I know he's thinking of something. This is getting scary. All right. Well, this is interesting, Libra. We got the Two of Pentacles upright. Whoa. We have the 10. Hey. We have the 10 of Swords reversed. Hey, hey, hey.
Quit it.
Hey, what did I tell you? Stop it. Stop it. Ah, and then we have the star upright. Well, we've got numbers all over the place here. That's 8, 10. I mean, really, there's a lot
So
of
it's
numbers.
25 and then 7?
10. Wait a minute.
Or no, wait, I'm sorry, I didn't do that right.
17, 27, 29. So that's
11.
11. Wow. Well, I think what this means, Libra, is that, what the cards are saying is that there is balance and hope returning after some major difficulty. It's like the light has returned, You've gone through something, you're done with it, you're moving on to things that hopefully will be more balanced, and it will bring you hope.
There's bound to be some sort of discovery or some sort of takeaway that either presents, maybe as somebody's reading to you or somebody's intuition to you, but it just really brings a sense of hope because mostly you may be feeling not as hopeful as that. So the idea is that you feel you're kind of balancing things, even if you don't feel as optimistic as you want to be. But the indications is that things are gonna be hopeful for you in the end.
Well, it's a juggling act. I mean, it clearly is. This 2 is not the easy, an easy street card. You have to maintain balance, but there's real hope that balance is going to return again now, I feel, after a period of upheaval, perhaps, of some sort. Whether it was like a virtual betrayal or stab in the back or just some other setback. There's a return of something righting itself again, I feel.
All right, so let's take a look at the Lenormand. I love that deck.
Yeah, I wonder if this
almost
ties
want to
into
get
what
my
you
own.
said earlier on the Material Matters show, Libra. I can almost see that in a way with the job thing. Aww. Oh, look, you've got the cup, the sippy cup of a child.
The child and the sun.
And the sun.
So these are incredibly good omens, I believe. They may indicate that. Is this one first, the child?
Yeah, the child is first. I drew first.
So how do you interpret that?
Well, the sun, so what I'm saying is there's real hope, but it's like one step at a time. Success is going to come back to you, but it's one step at a time getting there. You may achieve little successes or small success, which is maybe why the star is there. It's going to give you a lot of hope.
Right, and of course the sun is a star, so there is that.
Now, the other thing about this is, Libra, I feel like it's tying into the reading. I don't want to read more general for you because you were asking about the license number. What? Uh-oh. Is it the numbers?
Number 13?
Yeah.
Number 31.
Wow. So that's a 4, but 13 and 31. 13 and then 31 is 13, reverse.
These have
you have some interesting synchronicities here.
Right.
So that number may, in fact, what this might be suggesting to me about the whole license situation is there is some kind of connection and synchronicity, and you should probably take in the message of those numbers, when you look them up.
Yeah, you should probably do that and see also the ones that we're showing you here today. You may want to remember or jot those down.
Right, because 13 and 11 are...
Yeah, they're pivotal numbers.
Pivotal numbers, yeah. So, anyway, interesting, Libra. Thanks for the question.
That is kind of interesting, yes. Alrighty, so thank you for the question.
Man, you never know what these cards are going to throw. All right. So we are on My Sweet Christina is next, and then Mama T, Lena, KC.
Yes, that's
Sinelli,
exactly
and
right.
Apple and Eve.
I did see your question, my
Yep.
sweet. And you're welcome, Libra.
Back to 8.
Which is an infinity loop.
Wow.
Oh
Okay,
my
my sweet
God.
girl. Okay, I see it, my sweet.
The earth is shaking. No, it's not.
I was inches away from a snake that looked like a copperhead. It didn't try to strike me. What message was the snake bringing me? Well, that's really interesting. I can't remember what the snake is we have up in the upper parts of Michigan, but I almost encountered a snake when I was pregnant with our son. What was I, like about 4 or 5 months pregnant, I think, at the time we took this trip to Ludington State Park. And honestly, I picked my head up at the right moment. Something told me to look ahead of me. I just had this chill, and there it was, a snake right in the middle of the path, and it was one of our few poisonous snakes in Michigan. And it was just like its head was staring right at me. It was like, oh my God.
You're missing some synergy. 926 is also 8.
Yep.
Wow.
So interestingly, bro, hey, we just call them like we see them. But that was a creepy experience, and we made a nice wide berth around the snake, whose head followed us the entire time.
Right, and the cut. Okay. So we have the Ace of Coins
Upright.
upright. We have the 10 of Batons, which is also the 10 of Wands. That's upright. And then we have the Page of Coins, who is also upright.
Wow. Well, I find this very interesting, my sweet Christina, because, you know, I'm going to bring in a little bit of a lore of snakes that, you know, I know about snakes, or I refer to when I think of snakes. You know, they shed their skin. They're all about transformation. And so I feel that, you know, transformations are not always easy, my sweet Christina. You have the 10 of Wands there, which is burdens, you know, and you have then the Ace of Coins and the Page of Coins. So I feel like that 10 of Wands is speaking to a transformation that needs to take place in order to set things on a financial course, a better financial material course, a new beginning.
And it also may be saying, in my mind, that there are certain limitations or burdens here. There are obligations maybe that you don't need. So maybe there are things that you can somehow find a way to get out of debt on, or to get away from. Maybe there are material conditions because the coins are material. But I don't think that's the entire story. Some of these just may be other things,
Yes.
obligations, situations with family members that maybe are limiting in a way, and some of this you may have talked about, or there may be other situations.
Page of Coins is about the student too, right?
Yes, it's a student.
But there are other matters. Like, I also look at the Ace of Coins as being a real health vibe to me too. So maybe this is talking about shedding the old skin of, you know, unhealthy habits or behaviors, and, you know, starting off fresh and new with the Page of Coins and the Ace of Coins.
Well,
What do you think?
it's interesting to note that in this deck, the Tarot of the Ages, they look at various cultures through the different suits. And so the coin suit is all about people from India. So there's India culture symbology there. And of course, there are lots of transformative and cosmic kind of stuff going on in their religion. So I sort of think that's kind of also another aspect that's being shown to you in a way, the idea of change, you know, the idea of rising, because it's all about that reincarnation thing over there too.
So the snake is saying to me
Hi, January girl.
to alleviate those things that have been burdensome to you. Maybe that's it too, Mr. O. If you think about it, the snake wants you to transform and alleviate those burdens that may have something to do with material, financial, or your health concerns.
It's something you need to learn more about.
Yes.
You first? I don't remember. I
Me
just said
either.
it. So why did you give me that look?
I know I went first last time. Uh-oh. Is it the snake?
No.
Oh my gosh, I was just
You're
thinking
gonna
that.
get it, right?
You know, this is really interesting too, because the whip, you know, my sweet Christina, the whip can be kind of a violent card, you know, cracking the whip. And also, doesn't it look a little snake-like there, you know? So it's got that analogy.
And
so
you have
I
the
think what this
lady.
is saying is you need to make some changes fast. You know, you really need to reconsider maybe some course that you're on in your physical, I think, affairs, whether it's physical health or material. And you need to do this quickly. You know, you need to do this with some speed so that you get on the right course. And maybe that's what the snake was trying to tell you. Shed that old skin and move on to the new. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm a little bit.
That
strangled
lady
here.
is you.
Right, I believe that too, and I think that this is saying these are the things that you do need to focus on. And the whip sort of, even though it talks about swift action, it really has a focus when it hits the one point it's meant to hit. So.
That's what we have for you. Interesting. I hope you got something out of that. And of course,
Excuse me.
we had 2 10-1 cards there, you know, in a way. 2 1 cards.
So I'm going to do a brief segue and remind everybody that Banshee's Material Matters just dropped this morning on YouTube. We saw some of you in there, so that was really cool. But the financial success information is always good for the next week or so, so check that out.
And guess what? Happy birthday to Leo soon. We're going to be moving into the sun sign of Leo this week, so we will be doing a monthly modality message as the sun goes into Leo.
Exactly.
And I know there's a particular Leo that better come here around their birthday to get their birthday reading. KC. All right. So, Mama T, you are up, and then Lena, KC, Sonali, Apple and Eve, Angel Rivera, and January Girl.
Thank you, my sweet Christina. So we're awesome, eh?
You're very welcome, my sweet. And thank you. Don't forget to like our page if you haven't already. We'd appreciate that.
Yes, we really like all of you guys. You're all wonderful in your own way. Just going to mention once again that, of course, we have a beautiful new backdrop from Mama T, who sent this to us. It's so wonderful. We're going to be taking it with us when we do get back on the road, which will be in a couple months in October.
Yes, really, our maiden voyage was supposed to be a year ago, June, but of course that got canceled. And it got canceled this year again. But there is one coming in October, so long as
It doesn't get canceled.
due to another COVID fourth wave or something. Anyway.
Yay, Leo. And I know I saw you come in, Angel, so
Yes,
hey
I
there,
have
good
you
morning.
and January Girl on the list. No worries there. Good to see you both.
Well, it's actually afternoon, or as our friend Pascal used to say, it's always morning somewhere in the world.
Okay, Mama T, we'll see what the spirit messages are for you, your spirit guides.
See, once Sonny settles down, he's a lot better.
Well, when he turns himself this way, when he turns himself towards that camera, then he stretches out and knocks it over.
No, we did not drug him.
I should have brought out the catnip bubbles. Yes, there are catnip bubbles.
Better kitty living through modern chemistry. Aw, look at that.
You hear him purr?
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah.
He's a loud purrer. I can hear it. Alrighty.
Open for me.
Messages from the spirit guides for Mama Teresa.
This has been coming up so much
What
lately
is
for
that?
lots of people.
Nine?
This is the Nine of Wands reversed.
Whoops,
The
hold on.
Nine of Fire.
Give me
It's
a
been
moment.
coming up a lot in our card of the days, too.
Yes, it's true. We're always getting the Nine of Wands, more often reversed.
Now we have the King of Swords upright.
Oh, look at that guy. I love his little bangly neck thing.
And the Four of Fire, which is the Four of Wands reversed. Now, this is interesting to me. I'll let you go first, though. I
thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So the sky alpha male is like
That
a
is
king.
King of Swords.
King of Swords.
Yes. Well, I'm ready if you're not, but I
I think Spirit says, in some ways, either you or a synthesis of you and your household really needs to take charge, really needs to focus on a pending decision that really is important. I'm not saying you're ignoring it, but maybe you've been skirting around a little bit. It's mostly really about having courage and taking over that. And that's true, because there really is a sense that you sort of feel you're done with it and you've done everything possible. And so you do sort of want to relieve yourself of the burden there. But maybe it isn't exactly true.
Four of Wands reversed.
I know, the Four of Wands reversed. Maybe there is still something to salvage, or maybe there is still something that has value somehow. It may even be considerable value, but really you have to figure out where you can focus. And Spirit's saying that it's really up to you to take charge of that if you want that. If you don't want it, then maybe you do have other choices or options. You always do.
Well, thanks, Mama T. This is a nice former work outfit of mine. They may have retired me, but they didn't retire my work clothes. I still have them, and I felt like dressing up for today. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking at this, Mama T, and I'm thinking, yes, it's time to give up on something. Something has to be let go of. Something has to be walked away from. I kind of think you and I both know what that is, and the King of Swords is a decision has to be made, but also not just that decision, movement has to be made, because the King of swords are air, and air moves, so you have to move, you have to make a move. Make things move, make things change, move away from this situation. And the Four of Wands indicates to me is that maybe it's a time to consider simplifying your life in some ways, simplifying things. Spirit says, you can be happy with a little less. You could be happy with, with simpler times and maybe taking things a little bit, making things easier on yourself. That's kind of what I'm getting from this card. This card has a lot of different little nuances about it reversed, but that's what I'm going to go with here. Anything you want to add, Mr. O?
No, I'm pretty good with that.
You wanted Sunny Cam because he's looking so chill here?
Yeah, he was just so sweet looking, so I wanted to have Sunny Cam. All right, so
Lenormand, I think it's me.
Yes, I think it is.
This is my third reading, and I was first, so I know. Here you go. Ooh. Wow!
Moon luck.
Moon luck. Well,
Moon luck.
sometimes it means romance, sometimes it means job. The moon sometimes just means illumination. I feel there's something very synchro and intuition. And I feel like something is trying to get through, Mama T. I feel like, there is going to be something that develops for you. And you're going to know it. You're just going to know that this situation, this move that you're going to make, whatever the case may be, this action that you're going to take, it's almost going to happen at the right place at the right time. I don't know how else to say it. Doesn't it seem like it's a real synchronicity going on there?
I'm thinking of moon cycles. And of course, the regular moon cycle is 28 days, but of course you can divide that up too, and into like half of that between full and new moon and then back again. Okay, but I'm looking at the numbers, 3, 2 for the moon and 2 for the clover. That's a 7. And so that's once again one phase of those moons. That's like a week cycle. So I'm wondering if the lucky thing is going to happen in a week, or the thing that makes everything sort of come out on top again. The idea of creating the impetus for movement and decision making.
Well, the interesting thing, Mr. O, is that we have a full moon this week. But, so something may develop this week, but if not, I like the idea of what you said there about a moon cycle. Maybe by the next new moon, you know, or maybe by the time it achieves the next full moon, some moon cycle might be involved in some good luck, Mama T, that's coming your way. Or some synchronicity, something that just clicks, something that just very fortuitous happens.
I like that.
I like that. I like it a lot. But, you know, it's time to let things go that just have not been working out and have been counterproductive. And that's what we have. That's what Spirit is trying to tell you. It looks like something good is coming your way. And we've got Lena. Lena's posted. Okay, thank you, Lena. Casey is next after that. Sonali, Apple and Eve, Angel Rivera, and January Girl.
You're very welcome.
Hey, like I said, we don't, you know, it's all in the cards.
Okay, Lena, we're going to do the reading, and I'm going to go ahead and use once again the Millennium Thoth Tarot.
Just because those cards need to be broken in.
Yes, that's a big reason. It really is, actually. And nobody has mentioned anything about screen blips, you know, freezes or things like that.
Problems again?
But we are getting some small notifications. They may mostly be, ouch, on our end. Ouch.
It's too close to you, I guess. But I can't move it.
We try to make everyone's day better. Thank you, Mama T.
There. Thank you. Let's see if I do a better job this time with them. I did not. I like the colors in this deck. I like the backs of the deck. I think it's pretty nice, Mr. O.
I like the fact that it is pretty much exactly like Aleister Crowley's. It's drawn a little differently.
Casey said, so our reception is good in Estonia.
Ah,
That is good to know.
blemish free. Those are
Well,
words.
I
Those
don't
are
know about
words that take me back. Oh wait, maybe they've never happened.
Oh.
Can I still be blemish free? We're talking about inward. You know, I used to have a job selling aura polish, and it didn't work out.
You're silly.
I am.
All right. Big
Okay.
pile in the middle. Don't ask me why. Oh no! Horrors! I've got the Ace of Wands reversed. But don't worry yet, Lena. I'm sorry. The Seven of Pentacles upright. And the Empress reversed.
Why was I laughing? Maybe later.
I'm not sure there's a new love coming your way right now, Lena. Okay, so we have that's the Seven of
Coins. Pentacles.
Coins upright. and it's the Empress reversed. There is just some weird, what I want to say, Lena, is there's a lot of...
kind of an inertia or kind of a holding back on
what I
following
wanted to
through.
say.
Well, that's
Not what I wanted to say. Well, look here. But wait, no, I'm sorry. I like what you're saying, but look here. We have the Empress, and we have the Ace of Wands reversed. There's productivity, there's kaplooey. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles in the middle, and that is upright. Go ahead. I'm going to let you go ahead, but I have something.
Well, the Empress really says that maybe you need to think more about really yourself and what is in your best interest. Okay.
Bam.
Okay, because it may be that you're not really seeing where your potentials are. You have to be able to review most of your options, and to some degree maybe you're doing that, but that's what the problem is that you're sort of hesitant, or you're not sure you can really commit to following through on the path you've started already.
So I'm going to take this two different ways, Lena, because in a way you asked if anything new is coming, or if you're, or if you're going to reconcile. So let's take a look at this. And I love absolutely what he says here, because to me, this seems, well, I'm going to take this three different ways. This seems to be a time to focus on yourself and really work on the self, because that's that Seven of Pentacles there. And the Empress says you need this. You need this desperately. And the Ace of Wands is indicating to me that nothing new is really going to happen right now, because the emphasis needs to be on you. Now, let's look at something new. Why isn't it happening right now is because I feel that it's just, there's stagnation, like you had said. It seems like there is nothing that is really pulling you in the direction of something new. And that might be because you really still have your heart set on reconciliation. Okay, so let's talk about the reconciliation. I'm looking at this here and I'm feeling that I think it's a wasted effort. I think it's a wasted effort, because the Empress reversed is saying there's nothing happening here, and you have been putting yourself and your whole thought processes, or maybe even some effort, into wanting that reconciliation to happen. It just seems
It's
very
rough.
clear to me here.
Right.
And if the cards weren't that clear, I wouldn't be saying that.
Right. I wonder too if the process towards actual divorce or splitting up has happened, and that this card speaks to that in the sense that it's holding steady there, but the seeds have already been planted, or part of the road has already been driven. So in other words, it's hard to move backwards on the progress that has already happened there. And that may be more on the husband's side than on your side.
Yeah, I don't know.
That maybe they're the ones who have driven down that road more than you have. But I do feel also that this is mostly the idea that you have your own self to take care of, and that maybe you were used to taking care of other people, but you really should take care of yourself now.
All right, let me take a look. Let's see what the Lenormand can add to this. I'm sorry this is kind of downbeat, but it's not. Because the Empress really is a call for you to start nurturing yourself. Do things that are specifically, for you, about you, building you up and boosting yourself up. I went first. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Letter. Clover. Letter. Oh. I don't know.
Well, I'm thinking that there's going to be something that's coming your way that will boost your spirits. There is news coming. I don't want to give you, because these other cards are not indicating anything about a new relationship or about reconciliation. I would say you are going to get some news, though, that will restore some hope, will bring some actual good feelings and luck to you, that maybe your luck is turning around.
Right. There's nothing here in my mind that specifically says it isn't about those things, but it's not really a good advocate that either a reconciliation or a new romance might happen. It's mostly just saying that it could happen, but it's also likely that other fortunate things happen, things that maybe bring you luck in other areas.
Well, I would just say this too, that there's always a silver lining in a dark cloud. So, there may be something positive that comes out of, the ashes of, a relationship that has gone by the wayside. Something positive will happen and you will boost your spirits. And maybe this will come from, focusing on yourself.
I like that too, because I do feel that maybe those words are summed up really by way of the Ace of Wands, the sense that at some point you may have to understand where you go with the circumstances as they are, not as what you might want them to be.
Well, continue on that path, Lena. It's looking like it is saying it is still very important for you to do so. I know you say that's what you're doing now, so continue on that path, because
Sure.
right now, spirit, the cards are still saying that's really an important thing you have to do. You have to continue doing for the present time anyway. But look for something that's going to show a sign that things are starting to turn around for you. I think you're going to get a message. If it's not from spirit or some kind of sign, there will be something really, really tangible. Because, when I look at that letter there, Lena, I also think it could be, something that appears to you even in a dream. When we get messages, it says it's in written form, but really, I feel that this could expand further than that.
Sure.
So good luck with that, Lena.
All right, Lena, thanks for coming. And we are on to Kelly-O.
We are on to KC, and then Sonali, Apple and Eve, Angel Rivera, and January Girl. Oh, absolutely, KC. Oops. I know, I thought of him when I saw the name of that deck, of course. So awesome. I like the name, and I like the look of some of the cards I saw, so it's kind of unique for me because I don't have a lot of decks that are this, black background, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Really. I like to expand myself. I love shuffling these cards too. I don't even want to give them to Mr. O because they're great to shuffle. They're the perfect size and everything. I like that about them too. Maybe a little bit flimsy and thin. I've heard people complain about that, but they work. Most decks are being made that way now, or they're being made rather cardboardy like the ones Mr. O has, and I have a few like that. That deck that's kind of hard and thick.
Oh, you young people and your music.
What's really funny is Gina, for the card of the day today on Twitter, sent an old Glenn Miller song, and it was cool, it was fine and all, but the song that came on after that was Gordon it just, how they randomly do it, was Gordon Lightfoot's The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And that song really calls to me because, of course, it talks about shipwrecks on the Great Lakes. And what a great storyteller Gordon Lightfoot was in his music. That song is just classic and very, very evocative. And what it speaks of the Great Lakes at the end of the song, he has a little line or two about each of the Great Lakes, and I just love it because it's so cool.
All right.
All right, let's see what we have here. Wow, Casey, you start out with the Hermit.
Where you
upright.
need to focus.
That's my card.
Back into the cave.
And then we have the Three of Wands, sadly reversed. You got 3 wands there.
Looks like more of the same.
Well, you know, we got 2 kind of numbers here, 9 and 11. But this one is the Page of Swords.
Oh, the Page of Swords.
They number the court
Reverse.
cards in this deck. So the Page of Swords is reversed.
Number 11.
Yeah. So interesting. So let me look at this question again, make sure I got the. Well, your focus needs to be in the week ahead. Well, back into the cave you go. Focusing on.
Probably, admitting or changing course on some projects, some things that aren't working out that maybe you feel there's no benefit there. So you're probably going to try to analyze that a little bit, but your best result is probably just really veering away in a different direction to some degree. Really about, moving into a different direction, I guess, after you weigh the matter, maybe you'll find that you really need to really be different with this. And some of that is an insight that maybe comes to you after you do review that.
Right, that Hermit is the first card. So to me, that speaks of, again, having to go within and deciding, why things just aren't turning out the way you had hoped they were. What's wrong? Of course, it's just for the week ahead. So it's about, I like what you say here, because I think it might be about changing course or changing plans that you may have had. And, you may have to, I don't know if this is going to involve others or not, but you may have to communicate your intent here to some extent about these changes in plans.
There's 1 or 2 cards besides the Hermit that look like the character is maybe
floating.
Slightly floating.
Yeah.
And this one, it's not as clear, but then when you think about it, he's not holding the wand, and the wand is just standing up there too.
Can I see it?
Yes. And I get the idea that this is talking about connection to the physical. So it's saying that you have to remember to be connected, but maybe not overly connected. Be able to also vision too.
Yeah, what's interesting about the card is he on the mountain that's behind him there? You can see a very small silhouette of a mountain there, or is he floating, by it? But anyway, I love these cards. They are very, very cool. So I think you have to journey within to see what your best journey without needs to be, maybe.
Right. You want to, consider what your changes could be or how to restart. Uh-oh. You're challenging us. Challenge accepted.
Well, we'll see. This one just popped into my... Wow. I don't know if it will or not, but what do you got? Oh.
The Scythe.
And I have the Mountains, Casey, which we were just talking about, Mountain with the Hermit card. So what's really interesting to me...
Put down that scythe.
...is that scythe is pointing towards the mountain. Now, usually, the mountain informs the scythe, but I'm looking at the way that's pointing. And what I'm thinking here is that you have to find a way to cut through the obstacles that you face. This is a time to really cut through and make your journey easier. Why? Are you doing things that are making it harder for yourself, Is that what's going on here?
Well, the cutting process really is also about finding out things you need to know. And so it's kind of interesting that we have that reversed page there. Aw, thank you, Mama T. Look at that. It just showed up on the screen.
What?
Keep watching.
Oh, it'll come up later on mine.
Aw, we love you too.
It takes a while. I can't believe I have that much of a delay.
Well, maybe you had yours first. I don't know.
Maybe I did, or it's not. Oh, there it is.
Yay!
Yay! Aw,
Merci beaucoup.
thank you. Appreciate you. Wow, so I never make things easy for myself. Well, you know, a lot of us are like that, Casey. We struggle with that. And why we want to burden ourselves overly, I don't know. But this is saying now is the time to cut yourself some slack, cut yourself some shortcuts, you know? There's no sense in trudging up the mountain barefoot and making things harder on yourself, you know? Go a little bit easier. That's what we have for you. I hope that makes sense.
It's about the journey, which is sort of summed up. The Hermit's on a journey. This is about maybe moving towards a journey. It's all about the journey. Don't fall off the mountain. That was a...
Or hey, be like that hermit and just float around it. I like that.
Isn't there a new agey kind of Shirley MacLaine biography from the 70s called Don't Fall Off the Mountain? I remember reading it, actually.
Hey, Sonali, if you are here, you are up, and then Apple and Eve, Angel Rivera, and January Girl.
It's actually pretty good because she talks about all kinds of
Oh, thank you, Casey.
meditation kind of concepts that she got into during the 70s and stuff like that. Hello, Sonali.
Good to see you, Sonali. I hope things are going well.
Oh, really accurate? Thank you so much for that. I appreciate hearing that.
All right, go ahead with your questions, Sonali. Glad you're here. And then Apple and Eve, Angel Rivera, and January Girl. Wow, we're doing fine time-wise. This is great.
So some like it hot and some like it goth. And
wow,
if you do,
what a segue, Mr. O.
tune into one of the shortest collective readings ever. Something to help you look at maybe those things that make you feel depressed and see, is there actually something else besides that? Something you can gather a little bit of light from? Because without light, there is no shade.
Your deck. I was just
Oh,
gonna say.
okay.
Sorry. Didn't want to interrupt your Goth Tarot promo.
But you did.
But I did.
Divine message for Sonali. And we're going to go with the Karma Music Tarot then. Excuse me.
Another ginormous deck to shuffle.
You can do it.
My arthritis cries out for pleadingly, no more. I'm gonna have to bring down the hip chick tarot again, obviously. All right, let's see what we have for Sonali today. One more shuffle, just because I like torturing my hands. All right, here we go. All right.
So we have the Knight of Swords. Upright. We have Temperance reversed. That one right there. And then we have the Sun reversed. So I think the cards are telling me that maybe if you've been thinking you can put more force or action or strength into some situations. You might make a difference, but it seems to me that some of these situations have to resolve on their own. Some of them also, maybe Spirit is saying be patient, you know, a little bit here, but also too that there's a sense that what you're seeking, the light hasn't shown there yet. It's not quite there. It may be moving towards that, and that's, I think, where the patience is saying you have to try to find where you can find patience from. But there is movement, though.
Well, it is. I feel here, Sinelli is kind of like he's maybe alluding to a little bit that there's a push-pull, again, with the cards going on here. You know, that Knight of Swords, you really want to move forward. You really want to push ahead to clear out maybe whatever is causing some imbalances, some things that are just not in harmony in your life.
Well, some of this could be health or healing.
It could definitely be health and healing. And the sun in particular could be about your vitality and levels of strength. So I feel like you want to move forward, but temperance too is a thing like, but be careful not to move too fast, just pace yourself. Pace yourself and know that things will happen in time, hopefully. But I do say the sun reversed is saying that and maybe temperance is saying to slow down, because the sun reversed is realizing you're really not at your optimal strength right now, either mentally, physically, or spiritually.
And I feel that Knight of Swords there, though, is saying that something is trying to compel you, or
Yes.
you feel like you need to try to, work faster. But really, this is not going to serve you as well. You need to kind of approach this
practically, calmly, and not in a hurry, because you really need to take a look. And the swords are very, analytical sort of cards in their own way. Now, the Knight can act without thinking sometimes too, but so really analyze what's wrong here and what you need to do to rebuild yourself once again. Let's see what the Lenormand adds. Oh, it's me. Maybe. I'm not sure, and I can't grab one for some reason. Why? I'm serious. Okay, I got one. Oh, it's a repeat from much earlier.
The card.
Oh, they both came up together before.
But it was in the different order.
Yeah.
The dog was second to the garden. So I'm not sure what that means.
This is going to sound very strange, Sonali. But I really feel that what this is telling me is that right now, nature is your friend. If this makes sense. You need to get out. You need to get out in nature, someplace calming, someplace where you can really sort things out more. Whether it's by water, what appeals to your spirit, what appeals to you. You need to reconnect with that, because right now I think it will build you up. It will build you up. It's just what I see here. I know it's kind of silly, but it's really what I see.
I'm going to go in with Banshee on this too, because I think that the dog is really the instinctual part of yourself that understands things in a way that your mind doesn't. And we were kind of talking about this before too, that maybe you feel compelled to make certain matters happen quicker. But the dog is saying maybe trust a different kind of instinct, and that instinct may come more from what we see in nature, the sense that everything does have a cycle and does proceed the way it's supposed to. And the sun too sort of reminds us of that too, that we can't make the sun set quicker or stay bright longer. We have to work with what we have there.
And somehow I see this tying in with that temperance reversed card, that, you need to seek out nature to refine that balance. And I just feel that very, very strongly here.
All right.
So I hope that resonates. That's kind of a little bit different for these for the Lenormand, but as soon as I saw them combined here, I really felt that message spoke to me.
It had a ring of truth to it.
So good luck with that, Sonali.
Good luck.
Hope things are going well for you. Hey, Apple and Eve, you are up. And then Angel Rivera and January Girl.
It's not that they're negative so much as that they just sort of indicate cautions are needed with some of the way that you move towards your progress or resolving some of your situations.
And you know, temperance isn't totally negative in my mind in reversed, but what it is saying is that it needs attention, something needs rebalancing. You need a little bit more harmony in your life in order to, restore yourself again. So was it a negative reading? Not necessarily. What it is saying though is take things slow until you really feel you are back to, normal once more, till things are more comfortable in your life.
Right. It mostly seemed to indicate that you want to make your own health concerns or your own personal concerns more of your priority, but not necessarily to rush matters in regards to that.
Yeah, the Knight of Swords was probably the least, I would say, negative in the bunch. But the Knight of Swords sometimes just moves a little too quickly. And because Temperance was reversed there, that's kind of why we said, hey, you need to slow that down a little bit.
All right, and it's your deck.
Okay. All right, Apple and Eve, let's do that. Let's see what's coming up for you. And let's use the MJ Cullinane deck, I think.
All right. That's a good point, Apple and Eve. And I need to learn more about that because sometimes in some of my readings I find that I need to open.
Oh, I know.
No.
It's bent a little.
This biscuit got bent. But
that's the problem with these cards.
But opening up the mind to other interpretations that are resonant with the question as well as with what the card tells.
Well, will do, Mama T. I am still waiting for the mystery package. Boy, that Federal Express. Now it says that the delivery is pending and no date has been given. And I'm like, wait a minute. It was on the truck and it was supposed to be out for delivery. What the? It's something from Llewellyn, and I don't have an order out with Llewellyn. So I either won something in their contest or they're sending me their catalog, Federal Express, because everybody who asked for a catalog gets one. And so I don't know if it's the catalog or if I'm actually getting a book or something from the contests I entered.
Thanks again, Mama T, and you have a good one. We'll be looking. But thank you for that donation. Very nice.
Well, at least we know that's fixed.
Yeah.
So maybe the subscriber one is too.
We just need more subscribers.
To check it out, that's right. And a keen eye to watch the screen because sometimes I miss those.
They're only on for a few seconds.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. The Knight of Swords has come up again. The Knight of Swords is reversed, though, this time. But then we have the Six of Swords upright.
Aw. Oh, wait, I don't have my camera. Why didn't you tell me?
Oh, because I was just looking at my beautiful cards.
Well, let's go back to the first one. So that was the reversed Knight of Swords. Then the upright Six of Swords. I like he's looking at the little duck there.
And the Page of Pentacles upright. Well, the only troublesome thing is that darn Knight of Swords reversed.
It's interesting that they're on both sides there. Court cards.
Yeah. And the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords reversed. It's almost as if they are in kind of opposition here. Page of Pentacles wants to start something new. And possible financially growthful. And look at that. That Six of Swords right there is indicating a willingness to move towards, something that brings you more happiness, maybe makes you feel safer, more secure, more calm and peaceful. But the Knight of Swords is like a stick in the mud there.
So who is doing the movement? Is it the duck moving down the stream, or is it the dog? Because I sort of get the feeling like a part of that idea of moving towards something new says also taking on a responsibility, but one that makes you feel good because you're sort of nurturing something. So I think this is about the idea that there's some information coming, something you're going to find out, or you're going to find more focus for it, that creates that idea there of something you can really nurture and care for. The only thing might be just really not plunging all the way into it right away. So this is more about, and sometimes I think this belongs to a student, somebody who wants to learn. I sort of feel like this is, education focused sometimes, So maybe this is saying
True.
fact information study. Don't necessarily rush in, because maybe you need to temper that sword a little bit. That was lame, wasn't it?
No. I'm really trying to figure it out, though, because the Knight of Swords to me... is that a crab above his...
Yes, it is, isn't it?
So adorable. Sorry, I
Crabby.
just love looking at these cards. Some of these cards are so cool. So, if the Knight of Swords indicates a lack of movement or an unwillingness to move forward with something, something that would be more to your benefit, it's just, to me, the dog is moving towards the duck because the duck makes the dog happy. And maybe the duck calms the dog down, And the Page of Pentacles indicates, too, that it's time for a fresh start, something that would be more healthy for you in some way. Because I don't know, when I see the Page of Pentacles sometimes and the Ace of Pentacles, I also think of like a fresh start with maybe like a new health regimen or something to do with health. Maybe you're going to be involved in something that, is more in the realm of, making people healthy, or yourself.
My final thought is that maybe it leans more towards clearing some stuff too. That Knight of Swords is clearing, and so maybe there are some factors that you find are not the most positive, and you want to just sort of clear them away too. And that's all part of this movement towards a better ideal that you want to, find out more about and embrace.
Hey,
Hi,
Poetic Past. Good to see you again. I'll add you on the list. There aren't too many in front of you right now, so I'll get to the list in a minute.
Okay, so it's time for our Lenormand for Stephanie.
Interesting combination.
Ooh.
Well, that's interesting.
I have pulled the Anchor.
Yeah, considering we have a boat that's trying to take off there and a Knight of Swords who doesn't want to.
So maybe wanting or seeing where direction wants to go is one thing, but some of the other aspects are still holding on to energy or other situations. What did you get?
Oh,
House.
this is really weird, Stephanie, because I kind of feel that anchor and that home together tells me that you don't want to make a move right now. You want to stay where you are. And this could be a physical move, of course, a home, but also this could be that, again, let's look at the situation here. There's the ship wanting to take off, but you want to stay home. You want to stay anchored in place. You're kind of feeling comfortable and secure with something that that may be okay, maybe it's not really bad, but you're avoiding possibly something that could potentially bring you more opportunity.
Is it a situation that might mean more travel or more away from the home commitment? Like maybe it would divide your focus between what you can do at your home and what you can do in another way. And so this is a challenge. The Knight of Swords is a challenge. Maybe you want to do it, but there are some factors that just need to happen first, and you're not exactly sure because of the anchoring process there too. Is some things can't easily be separated or dealt with.
Hey, but one thing's for certain, Stephanie, that boat isn't going anywhere with that anchor down. So you have to figure out, what it is you need to, move that anchor and get more comfortable with a move to something that could be better for you. Either health-wise or, in the work that you do.
All right.
That's what we have for you, and thanks for that. Oh.
Well, I
Hey.
understand that myself.
I'm trying to stay home still a lot, really. I am. Well, something's anchoring you to something, and it's something you're very, very, home is about security, home is about comfort, home is your safe place. So, you feel safe and secure somewhere, but is that the best place for you to be right now? Whether it's a mindset or a habit, whatever the case may be. So that's what we have for you.
You're welcome. Thank
Angel
you too.
Rivera, you are up and in January Girl and Poetic Past.
All right. Woohoo. We're going to make it.
We are. It's only 3:28.
Awesome.
Hey, you are welcome. Well, take care, my sweet.
Bye, my sweet. Mr. O wonders what's going to be for dinner tonight.
Miss Banshee has not even thought about it. I've been eating so much. We've been eating so much lately.
I'm hungry.
That's why we've been eating too much lately.
What are you trying to say?
We've been eating too much lately.
Okay, I'm going to use the Tarot of the Ages for your reading, Angel.
Okay, coming week. Let's see what's up for you, Angel Rivera. So I got yet another bad deck of cards from a publisher. And I bought another deck, and this bothers me because I really tried to avoid copycat decks on Amazon. And I was positive that this was not a copycat deck. Yet, when I got the deck, everything is there, everything is fine, but the booklet has a tear in the cover. And I'm like, what is that about? So, it could there's just the cover pieces, torn off. And it wasn't in the box, and the cards were all packed up like they were sealed. I just don't know lately with stuff I'm getting from publishers is very disappointing. All right, there we go. Boy, talk about a good deck to shuffle. It's a little old, but perfect size again for my hands. All right. There it is again. Oh no, that's a 6. 6 of Wands.
Nine of Swords.
9 of Swords. What?
And then Justice. Hi, Dr. Victor.
I knew you were going to come, Dr. V. Hey, how you doing? We don't have too many people waiting, so I'll get you on the list. There is, after Angel's reading that we're doing now, there's 2 other people in front of you, Dr. V.
Thank you, Dr. V.
Wow, Angel. So, this is something. You've got a victory here. The 6 of Wands is a victory, triumph, celebrating a victory. But then you have the 9 of Swords and you have Justice. And I'm really wondering about this. But maybe this is just indicating that you fear something. I don't know. Do you have self-doubts about? You're going to have some doubts about something in the week ahead. Something is very worrisome, but ultimately, I think it's going to turn out okay. I think it's going to turn out more than okay. It seems like there will be balance and there will be achievement in the week ahead, I think Spirit says. So Spirit is saying if you have doubts because maybe things have not been going well in certain areas in your life, they're trying to alleviate them. They're trying to let you know, this is all up here. Everything is now finally working itself out. That's what I think.
Well, I'm feeling a really different pull, especially when I consider what the cards, traditionally mean, and I think the idea I'm feeling here is that you might feel you're not succeeding, but maybe you are. And so maybe it's about some sense of your confidence in that, and that maybe there's just the hidden idea that there's something you don't quite know about that is your ace in the hole, and it just sort of shows up for you. Some of this I think is maybe about overall. I don't see it specifically tied to work, but I sort of feel like maybe this is about things you've been planning on your own. They could be work related, but maybe it's also about planning vacations or doing work around the house or something, and something that was not working out is gonna work out in the long run, but it's a surprise, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to come out on top in this, and it just seems like there's balance here. There's definitely balance, and you need to let go of any self-doubts or pessimism you may have, because I think it's all going to work out.
I don't know why, but I get the feeling like maybe you have a project around your home, and somehow this is just my psychics, somehow it's gonna help you figure something else out. Like maybe, crazy idea, maybe you find something valuable as you're doing this project, that you can then, either turn into value or it's helpful in some way. I don't know why I'm feeling that.
Well, maybe it's the finding the balance between your lack of your self-doubts or lack of confidence in a particular situation, and what victory really means to you. Maybe it's finding that balance of, what does victory really mean to you? I don't know. I want to pull this and see. Is it my turn?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, I guess it is. There we go. One popped right into my hand this time. Oh.
The tree and the moon.
The tree and the moonlight.
And so once again, I'm feeling like you're going to discover something, or the moon's going to reveal something in some way, or, there's going to be fortune happening, something unexpected that you didn't perceive. Maybe it pertains to structure.
Yeah, structure, something with roots, something that's growing. So I think that this is positive. I actually think, no worries here. This is about finding out something about that will actually prove beneficial and growthful for you. It really ties in, I think, with the Triumph card here, with the Victory card, in that something is going to grow and start moving in a more positive direction. In a sense, the tree grows upwards towards the light, and there's the light. So I feel that something is going to happen that will be going in a direction that you feel is illuminating, more beneficial, more positive.
And it's just finding out something, a mystery that maybe not a dire mystery, but just something you didn't realize before.
Yeah,
Helpful.
I mean, this could be about you personally too, your family, your health. The tree could be about any of those areas as well. So yeah, I don't know. It could be about work, Angel, but it could be about your personal life, definitely.
Yeah, I'm going to hedge on that one because I think it could be either or both.
Yeah. But Spirit
right.
is saying, look to success here and cast any doubts or fears aside because they're pretty much ungrounded.
Yay! So that's
Something
what we have.
beneficial. Well, I know your cards have been rough lately. I think this is somewhat of a turnaround here. Definitely.
Totally.
Hey, January girl, you are up, and then we have Poetic Past and Dr. V.
So I have a little viewer counter so you can kind of map your progress if you know where you are. But that's only on that screen. I could probably put it in some of the other screens so that you would know that, oh, if she just said, there's 4 people, maybe I'm the next one, blah, 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 whatever. Who knows?
Oh. You actually got a viewer counter? How did you do that?
It was just one of those things that I could add. It's in my schedule. There it is. See?
Oh, I see it.
And see, now it just went up to 6. Somebody else dropped in.
Okay.
Guess who?
Gina!
All right. I hope Carol is better. Cool.
We were talking about you earlier. Talking about the song you sent today, but actually it was the song after your song. I'm not going to get into that again, but because you know how YouTube I didn't get out of it right away, and another song popped up, and it was a Gordon Lightfoot song I like, so it was kind of cool.
Well, it's your deck, and boy, January girl, that's a whole bunch of stuff there, but let's see what we can do.
My ex-spouse have regrets for his action, how things ended with us. Well, let's see what we can do with that. I'm not sure we can cover all of that today, but let's see. Is it my deck? Yes, it is.
Yes, it's your deck.
Use the mermaid on this one.
So we have decided we're going to do our next happy hour this coming Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. in the morning and going for an hour to 12:30, so just slightly into the afternoon. And that, of course, is our positive readings, spirit readings, whatever you want to call that, where we use the oracles and decks that have those very positive readings, like what?
Has nothing. Okay, you know when I look at my graphic there, I think of a blast from our past, Mr. O, our first jobs when we were student assistants somewhere, and we used to have what we used to call liquid lunches with them.
Not us.
Yes, we did.
That was one of our early dates too, going to that.
When we worked in the same library together, whose
Where did we
name
go?
will not be mentioned.
It was on the campus.
It was
I guess we can't say it.
No, but it was very nearby. We would walk there, and I seem to remember my drink of choice at that time was Tom Collins.
And I probably had a rum and Coke.
And
So
our
great. I'm glad
friend had
Carol liked that.
her glass of wine.
True enough. All right.
Well, there are some very interesting cards here. We have the Five of Pentacles upright. There's the Eight of Wands upright. And we have the Three of Cups upright. Okay, so. Okay, January girl, let's see. Let me look at what you've asked here.
Well,
So
I
does
think
he
there are
have a-
regrets, the Five of Coins, but I think that he's speeding off to the marriage, or at least that's the perception, is like, oh, they're rushing off to marriage. I'm sort of getting that idea there.
Yeah, this is very interesting, January girl, because I feel like, yes, the Five of Pentacles talks about loss and regret. There may be some regrets. I'm not sure, but the thing is, that's not stopping him from moving on. That's the Eight of Wands, and moving quickly. Maybe too quickly, one could say, but the Three of Cups indicates some kind of celebration, some kind of party. It could be a marriage, it could be a marriage celebration, or it just could be, that he is moving to what he feels now are happier times.
A commitment, a relationship,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, right, the happy.
What does the family think? It's hard for me to say here.
Maybe they're seeing that movement, that rush.
It's true. They might think that things are moving rather too
Maybe
quickly.
they regret to some degree what happened too.
But that's all I see there. I can't really say what they think of her, per se.
Bottom
Maybe the
card.
regrets are about her as far
Bottom
as the
card.
family goes. Let's check the bottom card. Well, you asked for it. It's upright too.
Okay. It's very likely that maybe they like this relationship, or they see that there's a happiness there. We have the Ten of Cups upright. This would also seem to indicate like they have a sense of this being a family, or it's part of their family.
Sounds like they're heading towards marriage.
Yeah.
I really don't know if that's true, or at least a deepening of their relationship. That's what it looks like to me.
Now, I don't know if you know, but I see more cups, so I'm wondering if there's, water signs involved, or there's a strong water sign emphasis. So it somehow seems like emotionally they may be suited for each other.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I can't help you there. The cards can't today. This is what they see. And this might be just a snapshot in time, January girl, so you never know. Tomorrow they could be at each other's throats.
Well, I doubt that. But
I doubt that kind of right now too.
so she's the water sign. Okay, interesting. Because we have more cups. We have 2 out of those 4. Nice.
Well, things aren't always happy in paradise. The mice could indicate you're going to hear some news of some squabbling or some trouble. I think it is between them. Boy, you know what, Mr. O?
Or that there's some neediness, that maybe, most things are fine, but that there's just some emotional neediness. Maybe this person is insecure, and so they're overcompensating with all of the emotional, lovey, love. No?
Well, no, but it's just made me rethink something here. That Three of Cups, Mr. O,
Yes.
sometimes indicates infidelity.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because where the Two of Cups are 2, 3 sometimes can be a crowd.
Okay, I don't always feel
I have
that way
read
about
that.
the Three of Cups, but,
But I also think maybe that's when it's reversed and not upright. If
Okay.
it was reversed here, I would think that. But I'll tell you what, when I saw that mice card, that gave me some pause.
Well, the other thing too could be that maybe this might refer more to what the parents think. Like maybe they like the relationship, but maybe they're the ones that feel there is, sort of this emotional clinginess between them, or between one of them and the other.
They may have some problems they need to work out, whether they're little. And to me, the mice aren't always major deal things.
That's true too.
So, it might just be that there's going to be some stress in their relationship, and you're going to hear about it. I think you're going to hear about it.
That's the bottom line, is you'll hear about it,
Yeah.
but they mostly seem to be moving forward.
But I think they are moving forward. I do, yeah. Anyway, good luck with that, January
So good luck,
girl.
January girl, and thanks for asking.
Hey, Poetic Past, you are up.
And there's still one in front of you, Dr. V.
Yeah,
so
Dr.
hang in
V,
there.
we still have Poetic Past, and then you, and then Gina. We have your question. If you have to leave, Dr. V, we will do your question right after Poetic Past's reading and before Gina's.
Oh, and it looks like some viewer count has returned to us, so that's interesting. I don't know.
Have his siblings embraced her? Well, hard to say. Hard to say. It looks fairly happy joy right now, so it's really hard to say.
All right. What
near
does the near
future.
future? Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Millennium Thought.
And you get a pat for just being so calm here. You've been so good now.
That's all he wanted, just to lay there.
Yeah.
It's how he wanted to do it that was the problem.
And positioning of stuff.
Jumping up and knocking everything over.
There's just no barriers. But you know, I hate to leave him out of our show. Everybody likes to see Sonny.
Indeed.
It's just he needs to be more brave, just like he is now.
So we want to thank everybody for coming again this afternoon as we're wrapping it up. Don't forget we're on next Thursday. You can come back and see us, ask a question then.
And then a happy message on Fridays. I'm sorry, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Sorry, I don't know why I said that. Actually, there is a happy message on Fridays, though. Mr. O's emotional exchanges. See how I recovered?
Yeah, that's really nice. And that's the emotional ups and downs. Who's fallen in love? Who's falling out of love? What's your challenge emotionally?
Okay, it's maybe not always a happy message.
That's at 7 a.m. on our YouTube channel Fridays. You're welcome.
Okay.
You're so welcome, January girl.
Whoa.
Good luck to you.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay. The Magus. That's the Magician.
What a nice looking card.
The Three of Cups. Oh, we just
Ouch.
had that, and it is reversed. Oh, dear. And then we have Major Arcana 13, Death reversed. So what's coming towards you is maybe a sense of self-mastery. There are some issues or situations in your life that you need to take control of. Some of this may really be you really taking charge, really putting your mind, your powers, your energy into that. The Three of Cups. Well, considering what we just said about the Three of Cups, is it possible that there is some relationship difficulties in your life that doesn't necessarily have to be the primary relationship?
No, and it could be friends.
It could be friends.
Coworkers.
But maybe you have to either apply your mastery to repairing that or deciding really where you're going with that. Because maybe there's a dead end there. Maybe you've reached the end of that, or maybe you just realize that something really has to change because it's resulted in stagnation. And of course, this could all be a metaphor for what's within yourself. Maybe it's the relationship within yourself, with yourself. The Magus as a symbol, the Magician, is really about your higher self. So it's really also about coming to terms with what you can do to effect yourself. I know. I'm Italian. No, I'm sorry. I apologize.
I was actually going to comment to KC. I don't know. I have that habit, KC, of reading minds. And honestly, it's not always a deliberate thing. It just seems to happen.
Did I miss something?
Anyway, no, you never miss anything, Mr. O.
Go on.
I don't know. For some reason, Poetic Past, it's not that I'm looking at this really differently from him. I'm retiming this because for some reason that Magician card to me indicates that you are finally making some progress on working on yourself after a period of stagnation and maybe some difficulties in dealing with others or some type of situations, be they romantic or interpersonal relationships, communications with others. You're working on yourself now. Sometimes, the best thing to do when things are going awry in other parts of our life is to focus on the self, because everything happens from there. And so I really feel like this time coming up in the future is where you are doing that. And it's because of what I see here. Does it make sense?
It does. So am I first?
Yes.
Are you sure? All right. And I have pulled the House. Lenormand the House.
I knew I was going to pull this. I knew this. I knew I was going to pull this.
The Gentleman.
Yes. Now, is that somebody in your home? An individual in your house or home that is possibly the person involved in this, stagnant energy here and these difficulties in communicating or, the quarreling? Or is it yourself? Because the Gentleman to me could just indicate the person in the reading. And for some reason, when I saw he pulled the House card, I knew, I'm reading my own mind now, that I was going to pull a People card. And I was already thinking in my mind that it meant get your own house in order, Poetic Past. Work on yourself. I really feel that that's what this is saying, is work on yourself right now.
Okay.
Do you want to add anything to that? I'm sorry.
Right. I mean, the house is a metaphor for more than just your actual personal domicile. It could also be the overall effect of what your life is. And so I agree with you that this could be saying the mastery that I spoke of in the beginning is really looking to clear away things, to project yourself where you need to resolve problems and bring things into order.
Interesting. Sometimes I just freak myself out. That's just what I'm saying here, because I knew I was going to pull a People card there.
I'm trying to see if I can get a view up that way, but I can't.
I think that's pretty covered, Mr. O.
Oh, okay.
I see what KC did there. All right, so that's what we
see.
have for you. Good luck with that.
All right.
I feel some of this is past you already, and that's why I say it's time to work on the self.
Right.
And you're getting there. You already know what you need to do. You have everything you need to pull things together, pull yourself together, pull things together. So I think that's the message for you this week, Poetic Past.
Okay, you're welcome. So
Dr.
Dr.
V.
Victor is
And
next, and they
Dr.
left a
V
question.
did post their question.
The future of your current
Will we be able to fit in a new
workplace.
person, Madevi? We'll put you on the list, Madevi. We're getting close to closing the show now, but we'll
You'll
get
probably
you on
have to
the
be our
list.
last one then.
Yeah. So, Medea. I'm sorry, Medea. All right. So let's see. Where's Dr. V's question? There it is. What's future of current workplace? Okay, let's take a look. Is it mine?
Your turn. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, shuffle Mr. O. people like that Six of Swords, and I have to say, there's something I always felt really good about that card. You know, leave the baggage behind and move to better things. I like the Six of Swords a lot. Well, we have the Fire Guardian, which is the Knight of Wands upright. Speaking of wands, and that's an interesting business card, Dr. V. We have the Three of Cups again, upright. What is with this Three of Cups all of a sudden?
Full moon.
Yeah, maybe.
We're coming up to it, right?
And then we have the Fire Alpha Male reversed.
So that's the King of Wands?
Correct.
Reversed.
Correct. So we have a Knight of Wands upright and a King of Wands reversed. And then we have the Three of Cups in the middle, upright. To me, it sounds like there's somebody in your workplace who, and it could be a manager, it could be somebody who's in charge of some of you or of things, who just is very difficult to get along with.
It's competition in a way, or
Yeah.
or it's somebody that wants to drive your competition, even if you're not exactly in the same routines or office relationship or whatever that is. They're just sort of testing you and or testing your relationship with others. Maybe they're bothered by the fact that you do seem to get along with people, you know, even if it's very personal or not very personal, that you just seem to get along with people.
Well, I feel here that, to me, it's also saying that, you know, other people are aware of this situation too. It's not
Okay.
just you that feels this way, and maybe other people, you know, are dissatisfied too. I almost feel everybody is kind of working together to make up for this negative behavior here, you know, in some way, if this makes sense. And I almost feel like, I don't know
There's
why.
ego there. There's somebody whose ego is maybe too strong and they're not really a team player the way others are.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder here, you know, you being the Knight of, I almost wonder if that Knight of Wands is something that's going to go down and happen, you know, for better or worse. It's hard for me to say. But I do feel that most people are on the same page about this. The other thing is, Dr. V, I'm wondering if you're thinking of moving on from this situation. Because maybe, you know, maybe...
That's the energy there?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, the Knight of Wands may be saying that you are projecting your energy elsewhere too at the moment. So you may not feel told, because maybe this is what the idea there is too, is that you may feel your best relationship in a workplace is still ahead of you.
Right. You know, that's the other thing too, is maybe the King actually represents the workplace here. I didn't think about that. And that you are thinking of moving on to somewhere, or will be, you know, overall, that will bring you, you know, which brings you better working conditions, environment, and people to work with. Yeah.
I also think that Reverse King is saying that you just don't feel you have as much in common, or you don't come across to people, that socially you're not as magnetic with them, or that they don't feel drawn to you at all. The Child. The Fox.
Oh, gosh, you know what, Dr. V? That almost indicates to me, now the Child, we've often said, means slow steps, baby steps, little things. But you know what else it means? Because child, think of a newborn. Child brings something new as well, like a small new beginning. And the Fox card is about the work environment or the workplace. So either some new changes are going to happen on the work front, or you maybe are thinking of changing your job.
It is possible that what I see happening is that maybe there's some shifting around in the office too, that maybe you might be moved or somebody else might be moved. Maybe the person who's bothersome, if there's these persons there, but that maybe somehow, there's just a little bit of shifting so that maybe flow is better, energy is better. Saying as a
Something's up. I mean, I almost think that, if there is going to be a change of jobs, let me just say, you will be in control of that. Nobody is getting rid of you. You're not getting fired or laid off or anything like that I see. But I see something unsatisfying here, and it's basically because of maybe one individual or the structure of the work environment itself.
They call that the company culture, the corporation culture. So
culture.
It may be that you're not quite the best fit there, and maybe you will be making some moves there, but probably you're doing them discreetly and just carefully, or you should be.
That's what we see. That's where the cards are leading us, Dr. V. Good
All
luck
right,
with
Dr.
that.
Victor. Thanks
Hey,
for coming.
Gina, you are up, and then Medea.
Gina, I know you always like to select your deck, so although I have the Karma Music Tarot, you are not obliged. And that will wrap it up once we get to Medea.
Going into just a little overtime, but that's okay.
So don't forget
one of
to
the rare
watch
occasions lately. We haven't gone into overtime too much. We may
Material
have last
Matters
week.
Sunday mornings.
It was nice to see everybody in the chat today. We had a nice active chat.
Yeah,
It's
that
very
was
good. And some of the readings were pretty interesting
Oracle.
for the week ahead. Gina, I have an interesting oracle today. It's just words on here, but the booklet will have some interesting things to say. I am going, bottom of the deck maybe, but I'll read the keywords from the bottom of the deck. Or if I think there's something I can encapsulate there. Because this is pretty comprehensive. This is called the Sacred Creators Oracle, and it's by the same person, Chris Ann, who does the Light Seers Tarot. And you know what? Even if you're not creating content, we're all creating something. We're all creators of our own reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to like this deck, even though they're missing pages in my booklet. And I'm going to have to come up with a way of using a couple of cards that I have left out of the deck for now. Shuffle Mr. O and cut them.
All right.
And we'll take the top. And I'll look at the bottom. But we'll start with that top. So again, this is the booklet for that deck. There's no beautiful artwork like the Light Seers Tarot, but it's a very profound deck I have found already.
Cut the cords of doubt.
And what number is that, Mr. O?
42. Level 42.
It's level 42. Okay. Well, doubt can taint the most beautiful of circumstance or change a trajectory by keeping it unnaturally constrained. It can be an incessant tether and maybe getting in the way of something you have been thinking about doing. The card is a wonderful sign to take a risk on your brilliance, which we know you have, Gina. It assures a journey of success and freedom, and it whispers of pure potential when you embrace your true nature. Your desire, your essence, is like a phoenix rising from the constraints of its old form, or like an angel rising up to the heavens. When you let go of your anchors and are unbound by the gravity of fear, you will easily see which shackles, habits, or beliefs need to be released first. What is weighing you down, Creator Love? It's time to let go and release sadness or anger, guilt or shame, and to exhale doubt and inhale love. Spread your wings and glide home, because the whole of the universe supports this radiant rising of your spectacular spirit. This card shows a phoenix rising from the constraints of its old form, an angel rising up to the heavens, or a fey creature who is not bound by the gravity of doubt. What do you see? And when you get its bird's eye view of your shackles and see exactly which area of your life weighs you down, which cord needs to be cut first? The card on the bottom is Alchemy. Number?
60.
Oh my gosh. Well, what's the number?
60.
What's the other number? No.
I already know that.
What is it?
42.
6.
I know. I read the chat. I read
Crazy. Crazy. So basically, I'll give you the essential meanings of this card. A powerful alchemist, your calling, purpose, passion, the ability to manifest your dream into reality, being on the road to success, new creative abilities, activating dormant DNA, the spark of ideas. The self-care message is the minutiae that anchor you down. What were we just talking about? A need to believe in your dream. Too many projects or ideas at the same time. A need for focused determination. And so, Gina, I will leave you with these questions. Have you been tracking the ideas and wisdom that you've been downloading from Spirit lately? You are a badass creator. You've been alchemizing your experiences for a while now. So what's holding you back from manifesting that big dream? Do you need more support, technique, guidance, determination, faith, passion, energy, certainty, knowing? Or what ingredient will speed up your transformation?
Boom.
Bam! Yes, DNA helix. Interesting. I love this deck, by the way. I do, but there's a serious flaw that hopefully the publisher will correct for me. I've wrote to them already. So we'll see what happens. But buyer beware, there are pages missing at the end of this deck. It's a beautiful deck, but some cards were apparently added into it since this deck was created, and the pages describing those cards are the ones missing. So it's kind of disappointing. But I love this deck, and I love Chris Ann. She just seems to be a really great deck creator. There's also a deck called The Sacred Muse by Chris Ann, which I have not bought yet. But that one is another tarot deck. Yeah, they're beautiful. They really are. I think that, it's clear. It's time to really work on the big dream now. Whatever that may be. No holds bars. Take the risk, Gina.
Pole, staff, wand.
Hey, Medea, it is your turn. So
We have their question.
Oh, we have your question.
Yeah.
What is it again?
Well, it's an interesting one. Can you find that?
I can't. Oh, here it is. I love my job, but my manager. Oh.
So I'm not sure if I understand. Are you saying that this is something that they want, or that it is actually happening, that you have this relationship now? Because later on you say you don't speak English well, so I want to make sure you've communicated.
I think you're worried about your job and where this is leading, right? If I'm wrong, you could just answer yes or no, because we could focus this, on your security, your job security, because I understand this puts you in a rather difficult situation there, doesn't it?
Do you want to use your deck?
Yeah, we will.
You're welcome.
I do, Gina, and maybe it's saying it's time to, go for it. Take a risk, and maybe it's time to, call out something.
Yes, don't speak softly, but still
Oh,
carry the big stick.
I knew he
and
was going to
use
do
it.
that.
Whack.
Yeah, that's
Ah, okay.
problematic. I think you're in a very difficult situation right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see what the cards are bringing up here. If it's going to relate to the relationship part or the job part. I'm curious which way our cards are going to go, Medea. All right. Oh no. Well, you know, they are very masculine energy cards. The wands, the fire. Mr. O is thinking, I think.
I can't say what I want to think. No, I can't. Well, I can't say what I'm thinking of.
Yes,
I probably
Mr.
will.
O.
But I probably
Let's look at these cards because I'm really concerned.
Okay.
Okay, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is reversed. We have the King of Swords reversed as well. And then we have the World card upright. This is a very tricky one. All right. Well, I feel the Eight of Wands says something is a lot of wasted energy here, Medea. A waste of time. And I'm feeling, wow, I don't know. Are you ready to go? Are you ready?
In a way, I feel like Banshee does that there's nothing good is going to happen for you here, and that this person, this boss, will probably be against you in the long run, if not sooner than later. And so I feel that mostly you need to seek something else if you can, or you need to figure out what that can be. I don't feel there's a good solution for you here staying there. And it may be that they're going to maybe change the situation themselves, that it's not really going to be up to you to change this situation at work. It'll be them, that they may just decide to let you go or to move you somewhere else. Maybe there's an outcome that maybe you are somehow put into another situation. I don't know if they could actually be that person or not.
Okay, I know where I was going with this, but I needed a moment. Now, but yeah, the Eight of Wands usually is about a lot of energy, and so when it is reversed, that energy is spent. But I mean, it's showing exhaustion, it's showing stress, it's showing not a lot of good things, and I think it's basically being brought about by this person, this male figure who is very, who has got nothing but, I feel like, his own interests at heart here. That World card I was feeling was for him. That is saying he is holding all the cards right now. You know, the one person who is only coming out ahead in this situation is him, not you. And that's a worry to me, because I feel like it puts you in kind of a very bad spot. There's a lot of stress, there's a lot of worry, and there's a lot of things that are going nowhere, because the one thing is, you could potentially lose your job over whatever happens here. On the other hand here, if a marriage breaks up or something goes wrong, or he decides not to leave his marriage, there's either a broken heart on your part, or, this other person causes trouble. So I feel that this is not a good situation to be in. And it doesn't look like it's going anywhere right now, that he just seems to hold all the cards at this time. So let's see if the Lenormand can give us any more advice for you on this. Oh. Okay. Well, I feel like the only good news in this is I feel that there is...
Birds.
I know, I'm just trying to think of how it applies here in this situation. One thing is that I feel that maybe at least, I don't know, hopefully not a lot of people know about this relationship right now. So, and I feel it might stay that way, that there might be some luck here that things do not leak out, and that there's gossip, that people start talking about this. Or, on the other hand, maybe what this is saying is to finally, you need to communicate. There might be some good fortune in communicating your concerns about this situation to someone. Whether, I don't know if it's to him, or whether it's to someone else who might be able to help you out here.
There is this idea that the less other people know and can possibly gossip, the better luck for you. So it feels that way, that right now the best that can happen is that this does not go anywhere. This would be good luck for you. But I also agree with Banshee too, that maybe because the birds also just talk about communicating also, that maybe you could find a way out of this through being upfront, or that something fortunate could happen to you if it's communicated in the right way.
I was just reading the Kung Pao comments. Well, you know what I'd say, Medea? This really, to me, this reading is kind of just picking up the energy of where you're at right now. It's not really saying much about how to go forward here. And I'm not even going to bring a bottom card into this right now because I don't feel it's appropriate. What I do think is that this person does not really have your best interests at heart here. They're thinking of themselves, and they're not, they're not even having their own best interests at heart. Their judgment is skewed. They're not being ethical, because obviously, in many ways, the whole situation is not ethical. And so what I think is you might want to come back. We do these readings free. We're not trying to get a customer out of you. Donations are fine, but not necessary. So come back to a reading sometime and let's explore this further. This is all the cards have to tell us about it today.
Although it may not seem that way, it might be hard for you to see that. It is possible that maybe if this news does go out, if this is a gossip thing, that maybe somehow you still end up in a better situation. That there is luck somehow through that.
If you feel you can trust the sister, if you really feel that in your gut, maybe go for it, because it does seem to say like communicating your worries or concerns are important, to you. But if you feel like she might be playing both sides here, I'd be a little bit careful.
Yeah, you have to be really careful. You would need to be able to totally trust that person. So it may take time for you to get there, but maybe you have a little time to do that. And maybe it is really about communication is your better luck here.
Yeah. So I'd be very cautious, and good luck. And like I said, do feel free to come back, and ask for another reading, maybe more specifically. Oh gosh, maybe it just should be about your future and where you're going, so that we can see more clearly, where things are leading for you. Good luck with that
It's
situation.
421.
Yeah. So we are done.
We are done.
It's been, it's been a great day of readings. We always enjoy doing this, and so we hope we've given some help and support out there to everybody. And wish you the best day, rest of the day, and do
Come back for happy hour.
come back for happy hour if you can.
Wednesday morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
And if you subscribe, you'll always, and turn on the notifications, you'll always know when we go live. All right. Well, take care, everybody, and we hope to see you all soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.